Good morning and welcome to a new update. In this update, we're not going to focus on Bitcoin and Ethereum because they are just consolidating and there is some news that we should be discussing, which is our dearest friend Elon Musk has tweeted something about Dogecoin, which means that Tesla merch can be bought in the web shop through Dogecoin. So we are going to cover that one, given the fact that Dogecoin is usually a very interesting trigger to look at. And that's why the topic of today is, should you buy Dogecoin and Shiba Inu? Before we're going to continue, do not forget to subscribe beneath, like the YouTube update, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, where you can find daily content on the markets regarding the cryptocurrency markets, but also my personal vision. And for our Dutch friends, if you've seen it, there's some rumors going around or some hype going around Expos. Finally, we're getting some answers. So definitely check out the Bose podcast or the Bose video from Tim Hofman and also the Crypto Cowboys podcast, in which I've been asked my view about Expos, and I've been sharing some personal stuff in that one. So Elon Musk has tweeted about Dogecoin once again, in which we see a price action of Dogecoin happening at this point. And usually when Dogecoin starts to trend or starts to move, it is a trigger for continuation of the entire altcoin market. As if you rewind back, every time when Dogecoin starts to move, it's a trigger for alt season, right? We are not using alt season as a phrase that much anymore. But if it shows strength, it is an important one to keep an eye on, given the fact that that is usually signaling strength on the altcoins as well. And Elon Musk tweeted about it, and actually the moment the tweet came out, the price started correcting. But we're going to look at Dogecoin and Shiba Inu, so that one is usually correlated with Dogecoin based on the technical analysis. So let's move towards the charts. So when we're looking at the price action of Dogecoin, I think you generally want to focus on multiple charts at this point. The first one I've got here is not Dogecoin against USDT, and it's also not Dogecoin against Bitcoin. It is Dogecoin against Ethereum, as Dogecoin, or at least this year, the goal is to outperform Ethereum. Beautifully, what we see here on Dogecoin against ETH is that we've got a retest taking place from the previous resistance point. So this entire impulse that we've just had has finished, and we are looking for consolidation and a new upwards trend to happen. In this case, we've been making lower highs, lower lows. The price action has made a downwards trend, and right now we are looking for some beautiful flips to continue the momentum, in which we've just seen a breakout. So levels that you should be looking at if you want to get interested into Dogecoin is all those retests taking place here, right? If you look for an entry, I would not be chasing it at this stage. I would be looking at a retest of the zone around 5,200 sats. And please do understand that I'm looking at Dogecoin and Shiba Inu in a technical way. So I'm looking at them through price action. I'm looking to make a trade out of that, and I'm not looking at them in a fundamental manner. So do not misunderstand that perspective. That is just a trade that I'm looking at right now, given the fact that Dogecoin and potentially Shiba Inu might have been reversing the trend. Dogecoin against Bitcoin, not clearly making that retest, right, of the previous high. We should be zooming in to see which levels it has been bouncing on. And then we can see that we've had a beautiful test taking place at this small block here. And we can see that support has been holding, through which a pump has been happening. Another conclusion that we can make, still lower highs, lower lows, in which the trend still has to reverse. And in that case, we have been making a slight higher low, and now we are breaking through the resistance point, creating ourselves a higher high. So what we're looking at with Dogecoin is that I'm definitely eager to look for longs around this range. I'm not interested into running into this pump already, given the fact that those pumps are usually retracing entirely. So I'm looking for a correction towards the 370 to 390 sats range to actually start looking for buys in that zone if I get the actual opportunity. So that's what I'm looking at with Dogecoin at this stage. For Bitcoin, Dogecoin against USDT, very similar structure. We have been making some beautiful bounces in between, but overall the trend is still downwards, in which for the Dogecoin against USDT trend, if it wants to reverse, it clearly has to start making a higher low, in which we flip a previous level of support for support again. So what we can conclude in that perspective is that we've been having support here multiple times. We have been getting this fake out here. We are looking for a retest to take place, and if that retest succeeds, we can start seeing continuation in the trend, and then we're looking to break through this point of resistance at 20 cents, and then we're looking at a resistance at 26 to 33. That is what I'm looking at for potential resistance point for Dogecoin. But at least if I want to start chasing a trade on this one, that is the range that I'll be looking at. Now, usually when Dogecoin shows strength, another one is going to follow suit, which is Shiba Inu. And in this case, Shiba Inu, I've been covering it multiple times in the past months. It has been showing strength in October and November, and then since then we've had a harsh corrective move in which a retest has been happening here of the previous high, which couldn't break through crucial resistance points, so the trend continued to be downwards, and we are currently seeing that the second point of interest, which I have already mentioned back in the day, is what we've been hitting here. So we could be getting ourselves a beautiful run on Shiba as well if Dogecoin is going to show or continue the strength at this stage. And especially given the fact that we've been hitting support on Shiba Inu as well, could result into a bullish manner upwards. What does it have to break? It has to break through this red zone. If that red zone breaks, we can see continuation taking place on the markets, and then I'm going to target the next one around 4,000. So you could be looking at a flip to take the entry from. You could be looking at the lower bound at 2,900 to take the entry from that range. And the target is 4,000. And then if 4,000 breaks, I'm looking at heavy impulse moves to the upside for this one as well. So that is practically what I'm looking at for those meme coins at this stage. If Dogecoin does well, I think the rest will follow suit, and Shiba Inu is actually looking at a very interesting level too if it cracks that zone at 3,200. But still be relatively cautious when it comes to those, given the fact that when they start to run, that's when the hype starts to kick in, and that's where the actual losses are made. So if you want to take the trades, look for them in price action manners, look for retest, and don't change the pump. I'll see you again tomorrow for a fresh, or actually later today, for fresh new updates on Bitcoin and Ethereum. This weekend we'll be discussing the crypto portfolio and also why I'm bullish on the Bitcoin run. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.